Good morning, students. In this video, I shall give you some tips for solving the pedigree problem. In case of this pedigree problem, as we have already discussed, there are certain symbols used for this pedigree chart. Now, these symbols either for males, they are different symbols. For females, they are different symbols. And when they are married, male and female, then there is a horizontal line. So that is why the symbol must be clear and this symbol must be understood properly so that they will not face problem in solving these problems. Next, whatever genetic disorders or whatever disorders which are normally occurs in the body of the human being, they are either related to autosomes. So the diseases which are related to autosomes are called autosomal disorders, and some disorders which are related to the sex chromosome or normally it is related to directly X chromosome, then these are called the allosomal problems. Now the allosomal disorders or they are autosomal disorders, and sometimes the disorder is due to the allele which is dominant in nature, so that is why it is called dominant. Now sometimes the disease is caused due to the recessive gene or recessive allele, that is why it is a recessive. So that is why the disorders are either autosomal dominant or autosomal recessive or allosomal dominant or allosomal recessive. So these are the four categories of normally these genetic disorders occurs in the body of the human being. Now, how can you identify the diseases or the in the pedigree chart? How they are normally identified that whether it is autosomal type or whether it is allosomal type, whether it is dominant type or whether it is recessive type. Now, there are some common tips for class 12 students. Of course, it is a beginner's class, that is why class 12 students must be know or about this common tips for this solving problems related to pedigree analysis. Now, first one, in case of dominant trait, if the disease is due to the dominant trait, then they never skips the generation. That means every generation, if the parents they have the disease, then their children they must have that disease. So that is why they never skips the generation. In the first generation, second generation, third generation, it is present continuous in every generation. So if a trait is a dominant trait, then it never skips generation. Why? Because in case of heterozygous condition or here heterozygous condition, these are expressed because as it is a dominant one, whatever may be the recessive gene is there, but if it is dominant, then it will be expressed there. So in case of males, it will be definitely expressed. So in case of female also, if it is heterozygous, it will be expressed. So that is why the dominant trait is always expressed in every generation. Now next one, the parents and children both are affected. That means when they never skips generation, it means that in the first generation the disease is there, then in the second generation also the disease is there. So that is why parents they have the disease and the children also they have the disease. So that is why it must be a dominant trait if both parents and children are affected by this disease. Now next one, if the unaffected parent have the affected children, then what happens here? In this case, normally it is a recessive one because the females of the parents may be heterozygous condition. So that is why in heterozygous condition the recessive gene is not expressed. If there is a dominant allele, then the dominant will be expressed and the recessive is not expressed. So that is why the unaffected parent, if anybody is either carrier, if or both are carriers, then there is not expression of that particular gene and there is no disease. But when it is passed to the next generation, then two recessive genes will remain together, then it is expressed. And in case of males and females, both it is expressed. Now, it skips the generation. That means in one generation, suppose there is no disease, but they are the carriers. So these carriers means there is no disease in first generation. But in the second generation, suppose this carrier, it will give one gene, another carrier, it will give one gene. Then here, it will be double recessive. So when it will be double recessive or homozygous recessive, then automatically it will be expressed here. So that is why in the first generation, there is no disease, no affected person. But in the second generation, there are affected person. So that is why in the next generation, there may be no children affected by this, and in the next generation you will find the children. So that is why it skips the generation, and normally in case of X-linked, what happened? They never from father to son. Why? Why in case of sex-linked or X-linked character or X-linked problems or disorder, they are not transmitted from the father to the son? Because the father, they have one X chromosome and another is the Y chromosome. So that is why this X chromosome of father never goes to the son, because it goes to the daughter only. So that is why here what happens, this X chromosome, if contains any type of gene or defective gene or disorder gene, then this will normally transmit to the daughter, not to the son, because the son receives the Y chromosome, not the X chromosome. So that is why it is the Y chromosome and it is X from the mother. So that is why the son, it receives the Y chromosome from the father only, no X chromosome. So that is why it is X-linked. So father never give this X chromosome to the son. So that is why when it never goes from father to son, then it must be a X-linked disorder. So that is why it is a clear identification of this X-linked, because a father never gives the X chromosome, or from the father the X chromosome never goes to the son, and the X chromosome always comes from the mother and the Y chromosome from the father. So that is why here never from the father to son the X-linked problems. Now father to daughter and mother to son, this is the normal pattern or crisscross pattern of inheritance, because here, look at here, from the father the X chromosome, it is going to the daughter. So that is why if there will be any disorder in this particular chromosome, in the X chromosome, then from the father the disorder will pass to the daughter only. And if there is in the mother, then it is a chance to son as well as to the daughter. So that is why you have mother to son and father to daughter. It is called the crisscross inheritance. And this crisscross inheritance pattern is normally observed here in case of sex-linked disorders. Now, the males are normally more affected in comparison to the females. Why? In case of X-linked recessive genes. In case of this, what happens? Normally, the males have the chromosome X and another one Y. So, in this case, if a recessive allele or recessive gene is present and which is responsible for the disorder, so here, as it is the monozygotic condition, this is called monozygotic condition, or only one X chromosome is there. So if the disorder is in recessive gene, then also it is expressed. So if it is dominant, it will be definitely expressed, and if it is recessive, then also it will be expressed. It is monozygotic condition. That is why the father here the males are mostly affected, because every male, if they have the defective gene, then it is expressed or it is normally affected there in this particular male. Now, normally, if any defective gene or any defective gene which passes from father to son, then means it is autosomal, because the X chromosome or sex-linked inheritance never occur from father to son, because X chromosome never passes from father to son. So that is why if any disorder it is passing from father to son, then it must be a autosomal disorder. The disorder is present in the chromosome number 1 to 22. It never be in the X chromosome. Now, when we compare the autosomal dominant and autosomal recessive type of defective problems or problems in the human being, then In case of autosomal dominant problems, normally the problems or the disorder which are present in the autosomes and they are in the dominant form, then they never skips generation as we have already discussed. But in case of autosomal recessive, it is present in the autosome and it is in the recessive form, then they skips generation. If it is present in the option in the first generation, then it may present in the second generation, and in option in the third and present in fourth. Like that, it sometimes skips the generation in case of recessive, but in case of dominant, it never skips. Now, it is one of the key features for identification of this dominant and recessive. Now, next one, the affected parent, they must have the affected children. In case of dominant, the affected parent must have the affected children. That means it never skips generation. And in case of autosomal recessive, unaffected parent, if parents are unaffected, but if they are carrier, then the children will be affected. So that is why they skips generation. In case of unaffected means they are in the carrier form and these carriers never express it, but in the next generation it is expressed. So when it skips generation, then it is the recessive one. Now, the unshaded boxes or unshaded symbols are normally either homozygous recessive or mostly they are homozygous recessive, because if any one of the dominant gene is there in the heterozygous condition, that means it is affected, and the shaded means it is the affected individual. So that is why in case of affected individual, what happens? That is must be either heterozygous condition, that means it is dominant, and another recessive. In this condition, it is expressed, and suppose it is dominant, then it is expressed. But here, in this case, suppose it is small d, or it is called your suppose recessive form. So these are in recessive form, that means it is unshaded and no disorder is there. But in case of recessive, autosomal recessive cases, the unshaded, that means when there is no disorder. Now, in case of no disorder, normally it is the homozygous dominant one, because they are in the recessive disorder. That is why in the dominant form, it is the disorder is not there. So that is why it is unshaded. And even in the heterozygous condition, what happens? Suppose it is the capital dominant one and it is the recessive one, small d, then it will not be expressed here, because this dominant gene is there and the defect is there in the recessive gene. So that is why the shaded means when there is disorder in the person, then automatically it will be your homozygous recessive condition. That means both the genes are in the recessive form. If they are in the recessive form, then only they will be expressed. Now, if we compare the X-linked dominant and X-linked recessive type of disorder, here the disorder is there in the X chromosome, or these are called the allosomal disorder. And in this allosomal disorder, if it is a dominant one, then what happens? If any father is affected, then all the daughters will be affected, because the father is affected means what? It is present in the X chromosome and it is in the dominant form. In the X chromosome and it is in the dominant form. That means this X chromosome of the father will transmit to the daughter. So that is why the daughter will must be affected, because this X chromosome having the dominant gene or dominant defective gene will must be transferred to the daughter. So that is why if the father is defective or having the disorder, then all the daughters will be having the same disorder there. Now, if mother is affected, then the son will must be affected, because if mother is affected, that means mother has the dominant gene here. So that is why, suppose the dominant gene here, so another recessive gene also there in case of mother, because if it is dominant, if it is in the heterozygous condition, then also it will be expressed, and it is, suppose some small d or it is in the recessive form, then it is expressed, whether it is capital D, that means when both are dominant, then also it will be expressed. So if mother is affected, there is chance, 50% chance that the son will be affected. If this chromosome will go to the son, then it will be affected. And if this gene this chromosome or this X chromosome will go to the son, then it will not be affected. So that is why there is chance of effect of the son. Now, in case of recessive gene, if it is sex-linked or allosomal but it is in the recessive form, then the males are more affected than the females. Now, why the males are more affected? Because it is a recessive form, and normally in case of female, suppose these are two X chromosomes, so that is why if one is dominant and another is recessive, then in this case it is not expressed but they are carrier. But in case of males, suppose this is the recessive gene in the X chromosome and another Y chromosome, that it is the monozygous condition. So that is why if it is a single recessive gene is there, still then it will be expressed there in the males. So that is why there is more chance of expression of this gene in case of males. Now if father is affected, that means suppose this is the X chromosome of the father, and if it is the recessive gene is here, now that is why if father is affected, the daughter may be affected, because one chromosome from father, this X chromosome goes to the daughter, but if the another chromosome from the mother, if it is normal, then it will not be affected, but she will be the carrier. But if mother is affected, then the son will be affected, because if mother is having this defective gene, that means small d, it is in the recessive form. So that is why if any of the, because this chromosome will go to the son, so from the father the Y chromosome comes, that is why either this will transmit to the son or this will transmit to the son, then the son will definitely be affected. So that is why if the mother is having the defective gene, in case of double recessive or homozygous recessive, then the 100% son will be affected by this disease. Now, another important thing for the allosomal disorders, that is they never transmit from father to son. If father is having this problem, then it is must there in the X chromosome, not in the Y chromosome. And to the son, normally the Y chromosome is normally transmitted. So that is why if the defective gene is there in the either in capital recessive form or in dominant form, then this X chromosome will never go to the son. So that is why these disorders or the allosomal disorders normally never transmit from father to son. But these disorders normally transmit from father to daughter and from daughter to the grandson. So that is why this is the pattern of inheritance of the X-linked recessive or X-linked dominant, both are normally transmitted in this way. So that is why this type of inheritance pattern, it is called criss-cross inheritance pattern, and there are so many disorders, X-linked disorders are there, like your hemophilia, color blindness, etc. Now, here is an algorithm for solving this pedigree problem. Now, suppose all affected children have at least one affected parent. That means if all affected children have at least one affected parent, then if it is yes, then it must be a dominant gene disorder. And if no, then it is a recessive gene disorder. Now second one, if it is dominant, then whether it is autosomal or X-linked, then if all affected males have affected mothers as well as affected daughters, then if yes, then it is sex-linked or X-linked, and if no, then it is autosomal. Now, if it is no, then it is recessive, and all affected females have affected father as well as affected son, then it is X-linked. If yes, then if no, it is autosomal. Now, on this basis, we can solve first problem here. Now, suppose the male is normal and the female is affected. This is the affected female, and 1, 2 and 3 children are there. The first one is the normal female, and this is the affected male, and it is the affected female. In the second generation, in the third generation, if this couple, they have 2 children and both are normal here. Now here, when male is affected and female is normal, and both the children, both male and female are affected. Now here in this case, what is, now here the female is affected and the male, it is married to a normal male, then one male child is affected and the female is normal. Now from this algorithm, if all affected children have at least one affected parent, that means suppose this is the affected children and this is the affected parent, so that means this children or this child has the affected parent, and this child also has the affected parent, this child has the affected parent, this affected child has the affected parent, this affected child has the affected parent. So that is, if all the children here who are affected, their parents, at least one parent is affected, then in the first case it is yes. In this first case it is yes. Then when it is yes, then we go for the next one. When it is yes, that means this is the case of dominant one. That means the disorder is a dominant gene disorder. Now next one, whether when it is a dominant, then whether it is X-linked or autosomal. If all affected males have affected mothers, look at here. This is an affected male. No doubt it has an affected mother, but this affected male, it does not have an affected mother. So that is why it is not always true. So here it is no. In the second case it is no. Now when it is no, this is must be an autosomal case. It is a case of autosomal, or it is autosomal. So that means the gene which is present here, it is in the autosome and it is a dominant one. So in this algorithm, I can solve it in this way. Now look at here, it never skips the generation. That means in the first generation, you will find an affected one. In the second generation, also affected. In the third generation, also affected. So that is why it is the case of dominant, and normally it is autosomal. Okay. Next we go for the next example. Now it is another example of this pedigree chart. Now here, look at this example where the male and female both are not affected. They are normally not affected persons. Now in the second generation, this is the first generation, parental generation. In the second generation, 2 individuals, like this is the male child and this is the female child, are affected. Now in the third generation, only male is affected here. Now according to this algorithm, if all affected children have at least one affected parent, that means suppose this is an affected children and it does not have any affected parent, so that is why it is no. This case is now first, it is no. If it is no, then it is a recessive case. If it is no, that means it is a recessive case. That means the disorder is related to the recessive gene. Now in the next, all affected females have affected father and affected son. Suppose this is the female and it does not have the affected father, and it, of course it is in the second generation, is not given. That is why it is your no. So here both are no. So when it is no, then automatically it will be a autosomal case. So in this case, this pedigree, it is an autosomal recessive trait which is responsible for this disorder. So that is why this is another example. Now we shall give you the next example for this. Now look at this example. in this example here, the parental generation in the first generation, normally this is female is mother is affected and the father is the normal one. Now in the second generation, look at here. Here the son is affected, daughter is affected. Now then son and daughters are unaffected. Here when this son or affected son will marry another normal female, then the two daughters are affected here. And here also, if a normal female or the normal daughter it will marry a affected male, then the daughters will be affected. Now come to the algorithm here, and if all affected children have at least one affected parent, then in this case, if yes, then it is dominant, and if no, then it is recessive. Now look at here. Now if all the affected, suppose this is an affected children, and this affected children has at least one affected parent. Here also this is an affected children and affected child, then it has an affected parent. It has also an affected parent. So that is why all affected children have at least one affected parent, and now it is yes. Now in this case it is yes. Now first case yes. So if it is yes, that means this is a disorder which is normally related to the dominant gene. Okay. So that is why it is the dominant case or dominant gene. Now in the second case, if all the affected females have affected mother and affected daughter. Suppose this is an affected male, and this affected male, it has the affected mother and also it has the affected daughter. So here it is also yes. In this second case, it is also yes. And if it is yes, that means it is a case of X-linked or allosomal. It is a case of X-linked disorder, or it is, you can say, allosomal disorder. It is the allosomal disorder. So this disorder, now it is an allosomal dominant, or it is an X-linked dominant disorder, which commonly occurs. And according to this pedigree or this pedigree analysis, we can now conclude that it is an allosomal dominant case. Now look at this another example here. In this example, both males and females are not affected, but their children, like the male children is affected here. The male is married, suppose it's normal female married a affected male, then it has an affected female and affected male, and here also affected male. So that is why mostly the males are affected here. Now look at the algorithm, and if all the affected children have at least one affected parent. Suppose if take the example here, this is an affected children, this child, this is another affected child, but they do not have any affected parent. So that is why in the first case it is no. In the first case it is no. That means when it is no, that means it is the case of a recessive one. That means this disorder is normally due to the recessive gene. Now in the second case, all affected females have affected father and affected son. You can take the example here. Suppose this is an affected female, and this affected female has an affected father and it has the affected son. So that is why it is yes. In the second case, it is yes. So when it is yes, that means it is a case of sex link. That means allosomal. It is X-linked disorder, or it is, you can say, the allosomal disorder. So if we will find the pedigree chart like this, then it is a case of allosomal or X-linked recessive case. For example, your hemophilia or color blindness, these are the diseases which commonly follow this pattern of pedigree. Now, I hope this video is useful for you for solving the problems of pedigree analysis, and if it is really helpful for you, then please like it and subscribe for further videos. Thank you very much.